The Congressional Black Caucus, folks, taking heat from a self-described progressive group over its meeting with President Trump on Wednesday. CBC leaders met with Trump to address the concerns of African Americans, their disagreement with him and his policies, plus to offer alternatives. They gave him a 130-page document. Now, CBC lawmakers said after the meeting that the president expressed a willingness to meet with them regularly and that there is the potential for some shared goals. But the grassroots group, We Will Replace You, is demanding that congressional Democrats have zero engagement with this White House. Despite meeting with Trump, the CBC has been one of his most stalwart opponents and haven't minced words about him, including on this show. Now, joining us right now, folks, is Jessica. She's joining us via Skype from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Jessica Pierce, co-founder of WeWillReplaceYou.org. So, Jessica, so what's the deal? Don't meet with the CBC? I mean, they're lawmakers. They represent 78 million people. Why not?
Absolutely. I think it's not just about not meeting. I think the question is, like, on what terms are we meeting and who's controlling that meeting? And what we saw to come out of the meeting and the first response to be that the thing that we identified is points of alignment with someone who is clearly attacked and it has been clearly sought to harm Black people in their first 2 months in office, as opposed to thinking about beyond a 130-point plan and a 130-page plan and thinking about beyond the photo opportunity, thinking beyond coming in and asking for a compromise is actually, it is shocking.
I'm sorry, hold on, Jessica, but I was actually there after the meeting. That's not what took place. And so when you say, that's not what happened. So when you say who controlled the meeting, well, typically these meetings are held at the White House. In 2010, President Barack Obama met with the Congressional Black Caucus. And so the question I'm asking you is, are you saying don't meet with him at all? Or do meet with him because, in fact, because the CBC, they actually have been highly critical of President Trump. In fact, here is what some of the members have actually said on this show.
He has a history and a record of discrimination, of making unkind, untrue remarks about Black people. So I don't trust him. I don't expect that he's going to change. And I'm not interested in talking to him about it. I'm not his professor. I'm not his mother. I'm not his anything to train him and to teach him about Black people.
Mr. President, I'm assuming nobody's ever told you this, but I live in the inner city of Baltimore. I live in the same house for 35 years. And I said, I love my neighborhood. And I said, every time you seem to talk about Black people and Black neighborhoods, you make it sound like we're in some trenches fighting a war. I said there are a lot of African American people that are doing great. I mean, we have a lot of struggling people too, just like any other community. And I said it is a slap in the face. Every time I hear you say those things, it's upsetting and it's hurting to the people that I represent and my neighborhood for you to do that, and I would appreciate it if you wouldn't do that.
The Congressional Black Caucus is about having strategic plans, we're about action, and we're about delivering, and we will not be silent during his administration.
He can talk about unity, but this is the same individual who for 5 years perpetrated the racist lie that Barack Obama was not born in the United States of America, and we've got a whole host of activities that he's engaged in throughout his life that has been hostile to the African American community.
His rhetoric is so divisive that, we anticipate that there'll be hostility in our communities. He says things with disdain, and it's very clear that he has no urban agenda.
Now, Jessica, in talking with those CBC members, they said that they actually confronted Trump about some of those comments. They challenged him and his perspective on some of that. So, again, I'm trying to understand here, from your organizational standpoint, are you saying don't meet or meet and challenge him?
I'm actually saying that, sure, if you want to meet, then meet, but make sure that you're meeting on your own terms and make sure that we're not just talking about talking points. We're not just talking about sound bites, that we're actually talking about tangible things, right? And the thing is I've been in these meetings. I know how this goes. I understand the need to want to meet with someone who holds an office that has the potential to have an impact on communities that really need impact and need clear change in this moment. But what I'm saying, where we stand right now does not not mean that we are allowed to go in and even speak just about the tangible change. Even in the clips that you just showed, people talked about actions and delivering. And what I'm saying, if you're going to go in and you're going to have a meeting with someone who seeks to harm the communities that you are elected to represent, and not only seeks to harm those communities, but actually has already in 2 months in that office has already harmed very tangibly those communities, then there's no there's no allowance for us to enter into these meetings without being very stringent, without being very clear with our leadership and holding them to the fire and saying, then what is the ask? I don't want to just hear from our elected officials that they're saying that we need to take action and we need to deliver. They actually have to be the ones to deliver.
But Jessica, I'm still, okay.
Yeah.
I get your point. Shelley, go to my iPad. What I'm showing right now is from their 130-page What We Have to Lose. In the table of contents, they lay out solutions, voting rights, criminal justice reform, economic justice, education, workforce, health care, environmental justice, rural America, actual legislation. So when you're saying those points, they actually had it. They literally presented it. And
we can't just have a 130-page point plan at this point. Tell me what they walked away with then. Because what I heard when they came out of that meeting was they didn't actually walk away with anything tangible.
No. Hold on. Stop. Okay, first of all, when you say what you heard from, where did you hear it?
I mean, I've watched several folks who were actually representing press, representing folks who were in the meeting, coming straight out of the meeting, their terms, that literally what their response was when they left. We're watching.
Right. What was it? Was it mainstream media or was it black media?
Oh, no. You know,
no, I'm just checking because again.
Just to be clear. Just to be clear about who I am and who I represent, I'm the first person in my family to go to college. I have literally spent the majority of my life focusing on black issues.
No, that's fine. No.
I watch all the media.
No. Jessica, I only asked that question. I only asked the question again because I was there. Now, when you say coming out of it, okay, this was a 1-hour meeting. Mm-hmm. So it's not like out of a 1-hour one-time meeting that all of a sudden you're gonna come out with a specific yes, I'm gonna do this here. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is when you say what did they lay out to Trump, they actually presented exactly the issues that they care about, what they want to see done, and lay those things out. Previously, Congressman.
It's not just it. It's actually, we can't have that. It's not just about what did you lay out, because literally we're at the point right now. I'm sorry. What I'm dealing with right now is like we're literally talking about a young girl that just died in Durham right now in jail for apparently she committed suicide, and we think that that's the case, and that's not actually the case, right? We're talking about literally right now every single day. Whether we're talking about directly losing their lives or looking at the actual systematic issues that people are facing right now, we are systematically being targeted and assassinated as a community of people. So it's not just about walking in with that 130-point plan. It's not just about having the conversation about the tangible issues. It is literally, what are you willing to risk right now? And what it felt like is that we had black leadership that walked into that room who were willing to walk in and ask for a compromise. And as an organizer, the thing that I have always learned.
Okay, hold on, Jessica, 1 second. You said, Jessica, 1 second. You said ask for a compromise. What did they ask for a compromise on? Because I didn't hear that.
I heard, here's what I'm saying. Even if we talk about healthcare right now, it is not enough, even at this moment, if we're going to talk about healthcare, to just talk about saving Obamacare.
No. Hold up, Jessica. Jessica, you said they asked for a compromise. I'm asking you again, what specific compromise did the Congressional Black Caucus ask for in that meeting? Because I didn't hear it. So what compromise?
Here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying in saying that they asked for a compromise is I didn't actually hear them walk in with a demand that actually resonated with the real, tangible fear and need of the people that I work with day in and day out now. Right now,
Jessica, I'm sorry. Jessica,
I did not see that. And also, I did not see anything tangibly come out of that. And literally the first thing, if we're talking about what the response was, one of the first things that I saw from Black media, from CBC leadership leaving that meeting, said, we were surprised to hear and to identify that we actually have shared goals with President Trump. And the reality of the situation is, if we have shared goals right now with that person who's actually, to be clear, he's an illegitimate leader.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Jessica, so when you heard shared goals, this is exactly, because I was standing literally right there. The specific thing what was mentioned was infrastructure. Now, the question is this here. Do you believe that we have an infrastructure problem in America? And do you believe that we need a massive infrastructure bill to rebuild America in terms of roads, bridges, schools, things along those lines? That was.
Roland, I'm not going to respond in that way, because it's not just about the what. It's actually about the how.
No. Hold up, Jessica. So Jessica, see now you're shifting. They specifically Jessica.
Because Chris, for me, how I identify goals is not actually just about what's written in a statement about what we need, but actually how we deliver.
No, Jessica. You just said, Jessica.
That's not just in the statement.
Jessica.
It's not just in the 130-point plan. It's not just in the papers. It's not just in the goal. It's not just in the issue, because it's actually where we get lost. That's actually where we got caught up.
No. I didn't get caught up in that. But you just said, Jessica.
We got caught up with HBCU presidents. And in this moment, if we want to go toe-to-toe, that's actually the thing that I'm going to finish in this moment before you want to go ahead and push out another question. Is what I'm saying is this is literally the loop that the HBC presidents fell into, that I would actually hope that our elected officials don't fall into. And I felt like,
but that's not what happened.
I have to show for that. So my question back to you is, then what do we have to show in this moment right now from that meeting with those leaders, and what do we have to show as working people across this country, as Black people across this country? What do we have to show?
Jessica, I've allowed you to talk for a long period of time there. I've never seen a meeting. I have never seen a meeting where a first-time meeting where somebody comes out and they says, hey, here's a signed document, we got this. And again, you criticize them saying there's a shared goal. The reality is this here. There might be one thing out of 30 you might agree with. Now, I haven't met anybody, whether Democrat or Republican, who doesn't believe we need to rebuild the infrastructure of America. That was the one thing they cited, and I'm just still trying to understand being upset that they actually met with them. Are we still constituents? Do we still not demand, no matter who is president, no matter who is the governor, no matter who is the county judge, no matter who is the mayor, that we still want things as Black constituents?
Yes, but what I'm actually saying, to speak exactly to what you're saying, is not only do we want things right now, we need things right now.
But how do you get it if you don't?
It's not just about agreeing on the goal.
But how do you get it? I don't understand. How do you get that if you don't meet and make a demand?
What you wanted in this moment was me to respond to your question, so I'll pause.
No. I'm just going to give you 30 seconds here because I'm going to a break. How do you get it if you don't demand it? And if you don't present it?
Well, it's not just about presenting it, though. If you are going into a fake meeting, a faux meeting, where there's actually no concession of anything, where the person you are going in to meet with has already decided what they are willing to concede on and what they are willing to not concede on, then what is the point of a fake meeting? And what I'm actually saying is, one, what are the actual needs right now? Where did that 130-point plan come from? How are we actually being accountable to the people right now?
It came
from. How are we actually making sure that if we are going to do this, it's not just about this one meeting. It's not just about saying, oh, we're going to have a meeting or we're not going to have a meeting. For me, it's actually so then what was the result? What's the next step? So if you were in the meeting, tell me what the plan is. Tell me what
All right, so here's the deal. So here's the deal. The meeting was the meeting was on Wednesday, and then we're just 2 days, 48 hours from it, and that was one of the questions asked, the next step, and then we'll be covering that right here on TV1. Jessica, we appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. I got to go to a break.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not going to let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.